Okay, so part 3, barriers to communication. Um, and I will just I'm sharing this in hopes um, that the people in Quinn's orbit will maybe try a little bit harder to meet Quinn where she's at, because this little girl kicks ass and she works so hard to overcome all these barriers. Um, and I just think if everybody could work like 10% harder at trying to speak her language, like that would just help her, because at this point, like, there's not a single person in the world, like, there's not a single person in her world that speaks her language fluently, including us. Okay, so this is part 3 of the barriers of communication. So the processing Swiss system or whatever, like, changed over. We had to update it. We had to get new. And here's the like insane part is that they've changed again, and now they require like a monthly subscription to use their app. We are like, um, I don't want to use the word that I'm thinking of because I've heard it's racist now. It was always racist, but um, we have been stamped into what we had already bought. But if we wanted to get new devices, which we had talked about previously, we can't do that because we would have to pay the monthly subscription. So Quinn is very lucky, I guess, because she has 3 devices. One is the main device that got covered through Medicaid a few years ago. And then we have 2 other iPads that we've just sort of like, when one, we have the ones that like became obsolete, we just upgraded. We've been able to keep up with that with the fund that we have for Quinn, just like, that we as her parents have for her. So anyways, the system we changed over and we're personalizing everything, but that I explained to her most recent speech therapist that we've been working with, that like I feel like programming her device is a lot like being a homeowner, um, in that the to-do list never ends. And that's how it is. Like, I feel like I could every single day I could be programming more words, um, and adding more things to it and personalizing it, because like, it's got all the general categories, but then when I want to go to like categories, people, her people page, so it's like these are like her people, and then family, more family, but those are all buttons that we have added because it's personalized to Quinn. The most recent motivating piece for Quinn is music. So I want music, songs, and now like you can see, like we've added songs from Encanto, Hamilton, Shrek, Frozen, Wicked, Coco, and then if you scroll up, we've got a few more. Um, Taylor Swift, we're newly obsessed with that. She's recently watched the Elton John concert as well on Disney. So like I need to get those added. And so I could constantly be adding it, and that is a barrier for Quinn. How slow we are to updating her device and adding the words for her, because it just is never ending. And I don't begrudge her in any way. Like, we are trying so hard to keep up to date for her. But for a long time, I would say, well, Quinn can't learn this until we teach her. And that was true until like 2 years ago, probably. And she finally decided like she wasn't going to wait for us. And she just started learning it on her own. And like, she'll have, so like one of my favorite things is that, like, so I showed you categories people, that's how I would get to her people page, but she figured out that if she did I'm asking a question, tell me yes or no, that next thing would go to her people page. So that's how she accesses her people page a lot of the time. um, the other thing, I want music, but when she wants to get to her music, she'll go greetings and manners, about me, and then I like musical theater and Disney music. So that's her personalized page, and but that will also link to her music page where she can get to her songs and all that. So that is kind of a few different ideas in there, but that is the next piece of her barrier, and I've got more.